My name is Nav, and I've been working at a graphic design company for 5 years. I love the staff and the work I do here, and didn't think anything could change. When my boss left for maternity leave, I didn't realize how much trouble I was going to be in. The replacement was a man named Chris Worth. He usually worked big projects at other tech companies, so they thought he would be a natural fit. There were rumors going around the office that he was a notoriously mean boss and that he would steal ideas.
I heard you run this department. I'm gonna work you to the ground.
I thought he was joking, until a week after. He messages me.
I had to leave early today. I'm still hungover from the day before. The big project that's due tomorrow. Finish it before presentation.
Hi, you said you would finish it a few days ago. I cannot finish the whole thing myself. It's 7 p.m., and the meeting for the presentation is at 9 a.m.
Get to work then, kid. I already told you. I'm hungover, and I'm already at the bar. It better be done before tomorrow's meeting, or I swear I'll make your life miserable.
Why didn't you tell me this earlier? I haven't even eaten dinner yet.
Are you blind? There's a vending machine in the lunchroom. LOL.
It was already late, and my stomach was grumbling. This man was insane. I looked at what was completed for the presentation. Barely anything was done. A week's worth of work had to be done in less than 24 hours. I could feel myself get anxious. It was a project for a new soda advertisement. I luckily had a couple of new branding ideas that I was saving for other projects, but I could use it for this one. It would still take me hours to complete. I never had a boss this irresponsible and reckless before. I'd come back to work with 3 hours of sleep and 2 cups of coffee in my system. Chris came up to me in fresh clothing, while I was dressed in a wrinkly dress shirt. He laughed at the sight of my clothes and poked my ribs. I was already annoyed at him as can be. Even though I wasn't initially going to be presenting with him for this project, I now had to do so, since I was the one who completed it. Everything was going well. The 2 reps for the soda company seemed interested by my idea.
I've been working on this all week. I hope you can all see the quality I put in my designs.
I couldn't believe my ears. He was taking credit for my work. Something I worked on for hours. I was forced into doing this for him, and he had the nerve to steal it. It got worse. He looked at me and stared hard for a moment. Then, he obnoxiously told everyone in the meeting that I was turning into a granny with gray hair. He made jokes about a young man like me getting gray hair as a sign I'll stay a virgin forever. I felt so embarrassed. When the meeting was finally done, I ran into the washroom and shifted my head to the side. Chris was right. A big chunk on the side of my head was gray. It was a genetic condition that my father had. When he was under a lot of stress, parts of his hair would turn gray overnight. I was so angry, I wanted to punch Chris. It kept going on like this for a while. He would make me stay late and take over all the other projects he was in charge of, while still making inappropriate jokes. My coworker, Cora, from the IT department, had a late coffee with me one evening and told me that there was a dinner party happening this Saturday. I found out I was on the list of volunteers that my boss put me on without telling me. She told me that she would come in my place since I was too overwhelmed with work. She wanted me to talk to HR. Apparently, a lot of other coworkers have been complaining about Chris and his bad behavior. I wasn't the only one he bullied. The day of the dinner party, I dressed nicely and left my hair alone. It wasn't something I could fix right away, and I didn't want to have to hide something that wasn't in my control. Cora, everything looks great. She offered me a glass of wine, and I happily sipped. It's nice to be able to take a load off. All of a sudden, Chris approaches me, drunk off his rockets.
Looks like you're getting grayer by the day. Is this why you still don't have a wife?
Why do you think I have this gray hair? It's because you make me work like a dog. I've only been able to sleep a few hours a day because of you. It might have been the liquid courage, but I completely lost it at him. How dare he continue to tease me? He was a terrible boss, and I was getting more heated up. He drunkenly comes towards me. Chris trips over air and falls on his hands. Surprised, I look down to notice that his hair fell off. Not hair, a wig. On top of Chris's head is a hair full of gray hair. I had to control my laughter. I knew Chris was barely 30. It seems I'm not the only young grandpa here. If you're embarrassed about your hair, you shouldn't tease other people. He grabbed his wig and left in a rush. The people around me were giggling, and I finally smiled, feeling free. The next day, I got a call from HR. They wanted to schedule a meeting with me. They tell me that apparently the soda presentation I did a while back, one of the reps, uncomfortable with the verbal bullying that my boss was giving me, the rep also explained that most of the presentation was done by me, and it was odd that Chris took credit while saying so little. I decided to tell them everything, all the mistreatment, unpaid overtime, and stolen credit. I talked to them for a whole 2 hours. Chris was fired shortly after, and my whole department celebrated. My old boss, who was still on maternity leave, recommended me for her replacement. All my hard work paid off. I heard Chris moved to the countryside after having trouble finding a job in a similar field. When his girlfriend found out about what he did, she also left him. Old man, good luck finding a new job. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. He grabbed my head and was laughing.